नागेश जी।
हाँ जी सर।
हाँ नमस्कार, मैंने अभी टेस्ट करने
नमस्ते।
के लिए देखा है, सो आपका प्रोग्राम में फिर।
हमारे सारे पार्टिसिपेंट को आशीर्वाद भी दें, इनकरेज भी करें और उनके साथ में अपने अनुभव भी साझा करें। और अजय सिंह जी को मैं सादर आमंत्रित करता हूँ इस सेशन को ओपन करने के लिए।
थैंक यू नागेश जी, ये आपका बड़प्पन है। आपने जिस तरीके से ये प्रोग्राम शुरू किए हुए हैं, और नॉट ओनली फॉर इंडिया बट फॉर इंटायर कंट्री, यू आर डूइंग वंडरफुल जॉब to create awareness among farming community and the especially for the promotion of natural farming and organic farming and bioenzymes. Whatever the topics you have selected are very much required at the present moment. तो मुझे बड़ी प्रसन्नता हो रही है। मैं भारत सरकार कृषि मंत्रालय का जो INM डिवीजन है, मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ एग्रीकल्चर का, उसको बिलोंग करता हूँ। एंड आई एम लुकिंग आफ्टर 7 स्टेट्स, स्पेशली मध्य प्रदेश, छत्तीसगढ़, महाराष्ट्र, आंध्र प्रदेश, तेलंगाना, गुजरात एंड दादर एंड नगर हवेली। So this is what is actually my vision, how to promote organic farming and natural farming. एंड आपका जो भी नागेश जी का और पूरे जो हमारा आपका जो ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है, इसका भी यही मिशन और विजन है, टू प्रमोट नेचुरल फार्मिंग, ऑर्गेनिक फार्मिंग एंड the utilization of bioenzymes and organic inputs to in the country for the I mean the सात्विक भोजन, जिसको हम सात्विक भोजन कहते हैं, वो एक इम्पोर्टेंट है आज की डेट में, कि हमारे किसान और हम क्या खिला रहे हैं लोगों को, कि जैसा खाएंगे अन्न वैसा होगा मन। तो इन शब्दों के साथ में मैं एक छोटी सी कविता जो है, जो हमारे दिल को छूती है, कि आपको मैं उसको मैं जस्ट एज इंट्रोडक्टरी हमारे पार्टिसिपेंट को बताना चाहूंगा। नागेश, हाउ मेनी पार्टिसिपेंट्स आर देयर इन योर प्रोग्राम एट प्रेजेंट?
94
At least
अभी।
94 from different countries also,
यस।
and especially
यस।
from India. तो उन सबको मैं एक मैसेज देना चाहता हूँ कि आपको याद है, देसी स्वाद, देसी बीज से देसी खाद, अब खाने में डर लगता है, हर चीज में जहर लगता है, सोचो क्या खाएं और क्या ना खाएं, रसायनों से और पेस्टिसाइडों से जान बचाएं, तो जैविक ही बोएं और जैविक ही खाएं। आप सबको इस प्रोग्राम में आने के लिए हार्दिक शुभकामनाएं। तो एक ग्लोबल स्टेटस की जब हम बात करते हैं, तो इंडिया में हमारे पास इतना ऑर्गेनिक इनपुट है, इतना बायो फर्टिलाइजर है, FYM है, बल्क क्वांटिटी में है। कभी हम टेक्निकली जब बहुत सारा हमारा जो पावर पॉइंट प्रेजेंटेशन है, उसको भी शेयर करूंगा मैं। अभी इस बार हमारा नागेश जी हैं हमारे, उन्होंने काफी कल भी हमने ट्राई किया था इस आपके एक प्रोग्राम में जुड़ने के लिए, पर कुछ नेटवर्क इश्यू की वजह से मैं जुड़ नहीं पाया। तो सारे पार्टिसिपेंट को मैं बधाई देता हूँ और इस तरह के प्रोग्राम में आने के लिए। और बहुत सारी अभी बहुत सारी ऐसी टेक्निकल चीजें हैं जिनको हम शेयर करना चाहेंगे आपके साथ, कि अभी हमारे फार्मर्स के पास बहुत सारे ITKs हैं, इंडिजिनस टेक्निकल नॉलेज हैं, एंड वी हैव डेवलप्ड फ्यू बुक्स आल्सो टू प्रमोट नेचुरल फार्मिंग एंड ऑर्गेनिक फार्मिंग इन द कंट्री। इंडिया जो है अभी बहुत कुछ इस पे फोकस कर रहा है, स्पेशली वर्टिकल फार्मिंग और ऑर्गेनिक फार्मिंग, इस पे काफी कुछ नया चल रहा है। नेचुरल फार्मिंग में हमने आपको बताना चाहेंगे कि गुजरात स्टेट हमारा लीड कर रहा है, आंध्र प्रदेश इज आल्सो लीडिंग, मध्य प्रदेश ने भी इसमें अभी काफी कुछ फोकस किया है, और महाराष्ट्र ने कुछ मिशन लेके आ रहे हैं। जैसे हमारे यहाँ पर महाराष्ट्र में हम आपको बताना चाहेंगे कि एक पंजाबराव देशमुख जो है, उनके नाम से हमारी जो यूनिवर्सिटी, ही वॉज द फर्स्ट एग्रीकल्चर मिनिस्टर ऑफ द कंट्री, उनके नाम से एक यूनिवर्सिटी है अकोला में, और उन्होंने एक बहुत बड़ा मिशन चलाया हुआ है, जो जैविक खेती मिशन के नाम से। तो बहुत सारी ऐसी बातें हैं जो मैं आपको शेयर करूंगा आपके एक टेक्निकल सेशन में भी, अगर संभव हुआ तो आई विल बी देयर विथ यू। नागेश जी का और हमारे व्यास साहब जो हैं, ये काफी इसमें काफी उन्होंने इंटरेस्ट लिया है, कि बहुत अलग 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 हमारे जो ऐसे कंट्री के लोग हैं, इंडोनेशिया और बहुत सारे अलग अलग, जैसे ऑस्ट्रेलिया इज लीडिंग। तो अर्निंग फार्मिंग में ऑस्ट्रेलिया, इस तरह के जो और भी स्टेट्स और भी इस तरह की कंट्रीज हैं जिसमें बहुत अच्छा काम हो रहा है। हम चाहते हैं कि इंडिया में भी हमारे लोग इस पे काफी फोकस कर सकते हैं। और मार्केट का बहुत बड़ा अभी हमने इसमें बहुत ज़्यादा जो फार्मर्स का एक इशू होता है, कि बहुत अच्छा ग्रो तो हम कर लेते हैं, लेकिन मार्केट उनके पास नहीं है। तो मार्केट के लिए भी हमने अभी बहुत सारे पोर्टल्स तैयार हो रहे हैं। गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया, मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ एग्रीकल्चर ने भी अभी एक जैविक खेती .nic.in के नाम से, एक रासायनिक मुक्त भारत के नाम से एक बहुत अच्छा पोर्टल तैयार किया है, जो हमारे किसानों का जो भी प्रोडक्ट होगा उसकी मार्केटिंग बहुत आसानी से हो सकती है। बहुत अच्छा पोटेंशियल है, ग्लोबल मार्केट है, और डोमेस्टिक मार्केट भी बहुत ज्यादा है। तो आप चाहें तो इससे हम आपको कनेक्ट कराएंगे। इफ यू वांट टू गो, आप इस पे विजिट कर सकते हैं। हमारा जो दो तरह का एक बहुत अच्छा सर्टिफिकेशन सिस्टम चल रहा है गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया का। फर्स्ट इज जो आपको शायद जानकारी होगी, थर्ड पार्टी सर्टिफिकेशन होता है जो मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ कॉमर्स एंड नपेडा के माध्यम से किया जा रहा है। और जो सेकंड जो बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट और काफी पॉपुलर सर्टिफिकेशन सिस्टम है वो पीजीएस इंडिया है। दैट इज एक्चुअली वी आर द सेक्रेटरीट ऑफ द पीजीएस इंडिया प्रोग्राम फॉर द डोमेस्टिक पर्पसेस। तो ये बाय द फार्मर्स फॉर द फार्मर्स बहुत अच्छा एक सर्टिफिकेशन है, वेरी लो कॉस्ट सर्टिफिकेशन है एंड इट इज वेरी पॉपुलर। तो आप सब लोग जो है हमारे जो करीब 16 लाख 17 लाख किसान इसमें जुड़े हुए हैं उनका प्रोडक्ट भी ले सकते हैं, उसकी ट्रेसेबिलिटी भी है। तो इन सब चीजों के बाद में अचानक ही मैं एक्चुअली कल नहीं जुड़ पाया, और बहुत सारी चीजें अभी भी मैं मार्केट में ही कुछ हूँ। लेकिन नागेश जी का बहुत बड़ा हमारे पास एक्चुअली कल से बड़ा हमारा उनके साथ कम्युनिकेशन हो रहा था। आई कुड नॉट ज्वाइन यस्टरडे, इसलिए मैंने कहा कि मैं अभी चलते चलते भी आपके साथ मिलूं। और आशीर्वाद तो क्या है, हमारी बड़ी शुभकामनाएं हैं आपको, बिलेटेड दशहरा की शुभकामनाएं देते हुए और दिवाली की भी शुभकामनाएं देते हुए मैं इस प्रोग्राम के लिए सक्सेस के लिए मैं आप सबको और इस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन को, नागेश जी को, उनके पूरी कमेटी को, सभी को धन्यवाद देता हूँ। प्लीज गो अहेड इन एनी काइंड ऑफ थिंग्स इज रिक्वायर्ड। कोई सपोर्ट अगर गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ एग्रीकल्चर का चाहिए तो आई एम ऑलवेज विथ यू। I am sitting in Nagpur and looking after 7 states. Earlier, I was in ministry as a deputy commissioner. So we used to work for for different schemes. We have framed some schemes to promote organic farming and natural farming in different parts of the country, especially in northeastern region also, and some other parts में। अभी आपको बताना चाहूंगा कि नेचुरल मिशन और नेचुरल फार्मिंग भी आ गया है। नमामि गंगे और भारतीय प्राकृतिक कृषि पद्धति जैसी बहुत सारी योजनाएं चल रही हैं, पीके भी चल रही है, उस पर भी हम आपके साथ शेयर करेंगे। तो बहुत सारी शुभकामनाओं के साथ मैं नागेश जी को हैंड ओवर करता हूँ। आपको बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद मुझे ज्वाइन करने के लिए और मुझे मौका देने के लिए। मैं आपको साधुवाद देता हूँ एंड आई विल मीट यू शॉर्टली एट इंदौर ऑल्सो। थैंक यू वेरी मच सर। नाउ आई एम हैंडिंग
थैंक
ओवर टू यू
थैंक यू वेरी मच
नागेश जी।
राजपूत, बहुत थैंक यू वेरी मच राजपूत साहब। मैं हमेशा आपको हमेशा मैं एक परिवार के एक सदस्य के रूप में ही आपको रिस्पेक्ट करता हूँ, और आपने उसी तरह से मेरा आग्रह को भी स्वीकार करते हैं। और ये हम लोगों के लिए बड़ी खुशकिस्मती है कि आज हम लोग इस प्रोग्राम को एक स्पेशली मतलब कहना चाहिए कि पर्यावरण, ऋषि, कृषि के साथ में और सबके साथ में जोड़ के हम इसको काम कर रहे हैं। तो ये मेरी जो संस्था है
जी
बायो एंटरप्रेन्योर एकेडमी, ये गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया के साथ में हमेशा जब भी उसकी जरूरत पड़ेगी हम आपके साथ में काम करने के लिए तैयार हैं। हमारे सब
जी।
टेक्निकल एक्सपर्ट सब लोग आपके साथ में काम करने के लिए सदैव तैयार हैं। आपका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद, आपके मार्गदर्शन के लिए धन्यवाद, आपके उद्बोधन के लिए धन्यवाद। आपका इस तरह से हमारे प्रति स्नेह बना रहे, ऐसी आशा करता हूं मैं। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद आपका।
मैं एक
स्वाति
जबलपुर में एक ऑर्गेनिक मॉल में जैसा हूँ, एक हमारे यहाँ की एक अच्छी इस तरह की शॉप है, उसी में हूँ मैं अभी। देखिए आपको दिखा रहा हूँ, यहाँ भी ऑर्गेनिक के प्रोडक्ट्स हैं बहुत सारे एंड दे आर डूइंग वेरी वेल। थैंक यू
वेरी गुड,
नागेश जी, थैंक यू वेरी मच।
थैंक यू वेरी मच,
तो
थैंक यू वेरी मच, सो
आई
काइंड
थिंक
ऑफ यू।
हम किसी पीपीटी को लेके भी फ्यूचर में हम लोग जुड़ेंगे, अच्छा कुछ टेक्निकल
हाँ,
डिस्कशन भी कर लेंगे। एंड इफ एनी पार्टिसिपेंट वांट टू नो एनीथिंग, एनी कोई क्वेरी है तो उस पर भी हम कभी भी आपसे बात कर लेंगे। थैंक यू वेरी
बिल्कुल आप,
मच।
थैंक यू वेरी मच, थैंक यू वेरी मच।
ओके
स्वाति जी,
सर।
थैंक यू। स्वाति जी, आपको मैं आमंत्रित करता हूँ प्रार्थना के लिए और बाकी चीजों के लिए।
सॉरी मैं लेट हो गई। मेरा
कोई
लैपटॉप लास्ट मिनट में गड़बड़ करने लग गया।
अभी ठीक है?
अ, अभी तो ठीक है, लेकिन पता नहीं है बीच
ओके
बीच में क्यों ऐसे करने
थैंक
लग
यू।
गया।
ओके,
अ,
कोई दिक्कत नहीं, आप करिए करिए
ठीक है।
करिए, कुछ भी होगा तो हम संभालेंगे, है ना, केयर करेंगे, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है।
हाँ जी, प्रीति जी आप ध्यान रखना मेरा, क्योंकि ये कैमरा ना बीच बीच में ऑफ हो रहा है, पता नहीं क्यों अभी ऐसा कुछ क्यों स्टार्ट हो गया
कोई
होना।
कोई दिक्कत नहीं, आप स्टार्ट करिए, आप स्टार्ट करिए, है ना, हम कर रहे हैं आपके साथ
हाँ
में। जी,
ठीक है
नागेश जी
ठीक है।
शुड आई गो आउट
यस यस,
इफ यू
थैंक यू वेरी
विथ
मच,
योर
थैंक यू वेरी
परमिशन?
मच, थैंक यू वेरी मच, थैंक यू वेरी मच।
ओके नाइस, हैव ए गुड डे।
नाइस, थैंक यू वेरी मच,
थैंक्स नमस्कार।
ऑल द बेस्ट।
थैंक यू।
गुड इवनिंग एवरीवन, मैं स्वाति सिंह आपकी आज की होस्ट हूँ। सॉरी मैं थोड़ा लेट हो गई ज्वाइन करने में। और स्टार्ट करने से पहले हम शांति पाठ पढ़ेंगे। प्रीति जी आपसे मैं रिक्वेस्ट करूंगी शांति पाठ के लिए।
हाँ, तो बस आंखें बंद कर लीजिए, क्लोज योर आईज एंड विल जस्ट स्टार्ट विद स्मॉल शांति पाठ। ओम सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Thank you.
Welcome back. Let's start our session with national anthem.
Both are but yeah.
अब अपना हम आज का सेशन स्टार्ट करते हैं and I will our first speaker of the evening, Mr. Syaifuddin Islami ji from Indonesia. He has an impressive background with a master's in environmental science from Andalus University. He has made significant contribution in waste management, environmental sustainability and farming using bioenzymes in West Sumatra, Indonesia. His role as a speaker, founder, director, and coordinator have led to notable achievements such as establishing waste banks and pioneering the Ecoenzyme approach. His dedication to environmental initiatives has had a positive impact on the community and earned him recognition for his outstanding contribution. We welcome you, sir, to our forum, and we all take pride in your presence here, sir. Over to you, sir. और हैरिस इनके इंटरप्रेटर हैं. हैरिस जी, आपका भी स्वागत है.
Thank you, Miss Pak Ilham, udah dipersilakan untuk mempresentasikan PPT-nya. Saya share screen ya Pak, ya Pak, Bapak yang share screen.
Silakan Pak, silakan Pak.
Let me share the screen for Mr. Syaifuddin. Can you see the screen, Miss Sweti?
Yes, yes.
Oh, then we will start. Actually, the presentation is in English, so maybe Mr. Syaifuddin will speak in Indonesian language. Mr. Ilham, silakan Pak.
Baik, terima kasih Pak Aris. Selamat malam Bapak dan Ibu yang berada di negara India.
Good evening everyone.
Baik Bapak Ibu, saya akan memulai memperkenalkan diri. Saya Syaifuddin Islami, berasal dari Sumatera Barat, Indonesia.
I'm Syaifuddin from West Sumatra, Indonesia.
Saya memperkenalkan diri, saya berasal dari salah satu kampus di Sumatera Barat, yaitu Universitas Taman Siswa Padang.
I am from a university in West Sumatra. That is Taman Siswa University, Padang, Indonesia.
Next, next Pak Aris. Kegiatan sehari-hari saya, di samping seorang dosen, saya juga sebagai praktisi bank sampah, Ecoenzyme, dan Magot BSF.
Besides as a lecturer, I am also the activist of the Black Soldier Flyer Maggots. Saya itu, Pak, ya.
Next. Kegiatan terkait dengan sampah ini berdasarkan tragedi TPA Lewi Gajah yang ada di Jawa Barat.
The activity of doing the garbage because of the tragedy in West Java.
Yang menelan 157 nyawa, 137 rumah rusak, 2 desa, dan 8,4 hektar sawah rusak.
Where there is victims, influence of the tragedy is 157 people dead and 137 home damaged, and also including 2 villages and 8.4 hectare of farmland.
Permasalahan ini sudah menjadi isu utama di Indonesia. Permasalahan sampah ini sudah menjadi isu utama di Indonesia.
This issue about the garbage is the prime issue in Indonesia.
Next, Paris. Sampah yang berakhir di TPA itu 60% adalah sampah organik.
%60 of household waste is organic waste. When disposed of in landfills, it can cause unpleasant odors in the environment and increase the risk of landfill explosions.
Jenis sampah organik ini didominasi berada di rumah tangga, tepatnya di dapur.
Then the biggest percentage of the garbage from a household in our house.
Okay, next. Kita tahu bahwa pembuatan Ecoenzyme itu kita menggunakan formula 1-3-10 dari Dr. Rosukon.
As we know that how to make Ecoenzyme is one part of sugar, 3 parts of fruits, vegetable fields, and 10 part of water from Dr. Rosukon.
Dari rumus yang 3 ini, nah tentu kita bisa berbicara terkait dengan sampah organik, yaitu pada formula 3 bagian dari Ecoenzyme.
Speaking of the formula, we are speaking about the 3 part of the how to make Ecoenzyme.
Next. Apa yang sudah kita lakukan terkait dengan kegiatan organic farming atau pertanian organik di Sumatera Barat?
What has been done in organic farming with the input of Ecoenzyme in in West Sumatra.
Next. Yang pertama terkait dengan pembibitan kelapa sawit. Jadi ini sudah kita coba untuk fase main nursery ya. Main nursery ini pada usia 3 bulan.
So the first main nursery is a phase of oil palm seedlings in West Sumatra. There is a recommended usage ratio of Ecoenzyme at 5 ml per liter, which is considered the best for head, leaf count, and root quantity.
Next. Pada varietas yang lain, yaitu terkait dengan kacang tanah. Ini juga menarik. Lanjut.
Another variety is peanuts.
Untuk kacang tanah ini, kita sudah coba dengan 5 ml per liter air. Konsentrasinya, kita menemukan memang masih di bawah standar.
The best recommendation for peanuts with 5 milliliter per liter Ecoenzyme concentration, but we find that the production is below standard.
Ini dikarenakan karena hama ya. Tapi kalau ya lanjut.
Lagi Pak. Lanjut.
Tapi kalau kita sesuai dengan standar dan hama tidak ada, ini melebihi dari standar.
So this is cause of the disease. If not the disease, then it will above the standard.
Salah satu hama yang paling berbahaya di Indonesia adalah tikus.
The disease caused by rat.
Lanjut. Ini kita menguji coba kepada kacang kedelai.
We also try to soybeans.
Untuk kacang kedelai ini yang terbaik adalah 10 ml dicampur per liter air.
The best result.
Ya, lanjut
Pak.
Hasilnya cukup memuaskan.
The best result from the research reveal the weight of seeds per plot and per hectare with the application of 10 ml of Ecoenzyme as the result is satisfying.
Oke, lanjut Pak. Ini terkait dengan tanaman stroberi. Untuk tanaman stroberi ini sangat membanggakan.
For another experience is strawberry. The best concentration is 2 ml of Ecoenzyme per liter of water.
Ini sudah dikemas dengan baik dari salah satu daerah di Sumatera Barat.
Then the strawberry from the result of farming is the best in one of the village in West Sumatra.
Untuk inkubasi tanah kita biasa menggunakan konsentrasinya 1 ml untuk 400 ml.
For soil incubation can be done at the ratio of 1 per 400.
Ini dilakukan selama lebih kurang 2 minggu.
It is done for 2 weeks before planting.
Kita tahu bahwa Ecoenzyme ini salah satu beberapa manfaatnya adalah di samping sebagai nutrisi untuk pertumbuhan, juga ini bisa untuk inkubasi tanah, kemudian yang terpenting sebenarnya dari kegiatan ini adalah mengurangi sampah.
As we know that Ecoenzyme contain various microorganisms and enzymes that can improve the soil fertility, then the best practice of this is how to decrease the garbage. Lanjut, Pak.
Oke. Terkait dengan untuk nutrisi, itu ini belum mencukupi keseluruhan untuk tanaman. Kita harus menambahkan dengan pupuk kompos untuk proses pertanian organiknya.
The nutritional content is not enough if only using Ecoenzyme, so still need addition of compost.
Next, Pak. Kita melakukan di Sumatera Barat seperti apa yang disarankan oleh beberapa leader yang mengarahkan untuk tanaman di sawah.
For pouring Ecoenzyme into the rice field, we
Sir, there are
follow.
scratches on the video, sir. Continuous scratches. Please remove them. Please.
Mr. Harris, can you stop the screen share and reshare the screen?
Can.
Yeah, can you reshare it, please?
Yes.
I think somebody's by mistake thing.
That's okay.
Thank you. Yes.
So the pouring Ecoenzyme as into the rice field is following the instruction of some leader in Indonesia.
Mungkin lihat foto berikutnya, Pak. Ini perbedaan antara pupuk Ecoenzyme, padi lebih isinya lebih padat ya, atau bernas ya.
This is the picture of the rice field, which the chemical on the left side and Ecoenzyme on the right side, which we can see the using of Ecoenzyme can make the rice field full of plant. I mean, it is more than if we just use chemical fertilizer.
Kemudian hama juga lebih sedikit ya dibandingkan pupuk kimia.
Then what we see is the disease of the rice field using Ecoenzyme is less than if we use chemical fertilizer.
Ya, lanjut Pak.
You can see the rice seedling quantity without Ecoenzyme and with Ecoenzyme.
Yang menggunakan Ecoenzyme itu anakannya lebih banyak. Sempat ditemukan 52 anakan sebelumnya, Pak. Sebelumnya. Ya.
Sebelumnya. We can see if using in the rice seedling the rice field without Ecoenzyme is only 38 seedling, but while using with Ecoenzyme, the seedling becomes 52. This more than the rice seedling quantity if using the chemical fertilizer.
Kita menggunakan metode tanam padi sebatang.
We use the method called tanam padi sebatang.
Oke.
Lanjut, Pak.
Eh, pada proses awal kita melakukan perendaman benih dengan perbandingan 1/500 selama
In
1
the
jam.
1 jam, Pak ya.
Yeah.
In the first process, we soak 1 kg of seeds in the Ecoenzyme for 1 hour. Lanjut, Pak.
Setelah tanah dikondisikan, kita melakukan disinfeksi tanah atau injeksi tanah.
When the soil is conditioned, then we'll disinfection the soil. Dengan apa, Pak ya? Ini ya, spraying
Dengan
with
enzim, ya.
Ecoenzyme just to break down residual pesticides, fertilizers, and heavy metals in the soil, as well as stimulate the growth and reproduction of soil microorganism.
Oke. Lanjut, Pak.
Yang ini, Pak ya.
Iya. Eh, kita sebelum melakukan penanaman, kita terlebih dahulu memasukkan kompos sebanyak 10 ton per hektar.
Before planting, we apply approximately 10 tons of compost per hectare.
Fungsi dari kompos tersebut tentu untuk pertumbuhan, kemudian untuk perkembangbiakan mikroba yang berasal dari Ecoenzyme.
The function is for the growing of the microorganism from Ecoenzyme in the soil.
Pertahankan permukaan air lebih kurang 2 inci.
Then to keep the water on the soil for 2 inches.
Lanjut, Pak. Setelah ditanam lebih kurang 7-10 hari, kita spray sebanyak 2 kilo urin enzim, ya. Urin enzim ini fermentasi dari urin yang dimasukkan dengan ekoenzim sebanyak 2 kilo.
Approximately 7 to 10 days after planting, they spray 2 kg of urine enzyme. It is made from urine and Ecoenzyme per hectare of land, with ratio is 1 by 300. Then add 10 kg of Ecoenzyme to the paddy fields water inlet to provide root fertilizer and sprinkler enzyme balls or pumps.
Ya. Urin enzim ini sangat berfungsi sekali untuk pertumbuhan di samping bola enzim.
So the urine enzyme is functioning very good. Besides use of the enzyme, sprinkle enzyme balls or bumps.
Lanjut, Pak.
Lanjut ya.
Setelah tanaman tumbuh, kita memasukkan ekoenzim itu sebanyak 2 liter per hektar.
When the seedling becomes growing, then we put 2 liters of Ecoenzyme per hectare.
Lanjut, Pak. Untuk masa pertumbuhan, Nah, untuk masa pertumbuhan, kita bisa semprotkan 2 liter ekoenzim per hektar.
For growing phase, then we'll spray 2 liters of Ecoenzyme per hectare.
Kami biasanya melakukan penyemprotan ini 2 kali dalam seminggu.
Usually we do this twice a week.
Sampai padi itu pada proses buting.
Then we do this up to the paddy come to budding stage.
Lanjut, Pak. Nah, ini adalah hasil dari kelompok sunting mas.
This is a result from a group in West Sumatra called Sunting Mas.
Ukuran padinya lebih bermas.
The size of paddy is heavier.
Ini juga sedikit berbeda dari perlakuan-perlakuan yang dilakukan oleh petani di daerah lain.
So the method used in this area is different with the other area.
Petani-petani pada umumnya menggunakan perbandingan 1 mililiter untuk 1 liter air, 1 mililiter Ecoenzyme.
1 mili untuk 1 liter, Pak ya?
Perbandingan, perbandingan
satu
umum
banding
1/1000. Tapi kita melakukan 200 per liter. 200 mililiter.
The normal ratio of using the Ecoenzyme is 1 to 1,000 liter, 1 liter of water. But in this area, the method, the ratio is 200 milli per 1 liter of water.
1 tangki isi 15 liter, itu kita isi 1 gelas plastik yang berisi sekitar 200 mililiter Ecoenzyme.
We can say that in 1 tank, which contain of 15 liters of water, then we put 1 glass about 200 milli of Ecoenzyme into it.
Lanjut, Pak. Ini adalah cara pembuatan bola enzim dengan mencampurkan bekatul dengan tanah humus. Itu antara bekatul dengan tanah humus 1:1.
This is how to make an enzyme ball. Is 1 part rice bran plus 1 part fertile humus soil and plus a little brown sugar or molasses.
Untuk Ecoenzyme dengan molasses itu kita campurkan dengan memperkirakan ya secukupnya.
We put the brown sugar and Ecoenzyme not according to the experience.
Biasanya kalau kita membuat bola enzim, yang pertama itu mengaduk antara bekatul dengan tanah humus.
The first thing doing in making the enzyme ball is mixing 1 part rice bran and 1 part fertile humus soil first.
Kemudian kita memasukkan campuran molasses dengan Ecoenzyme secara perlahan.
Then after that, we pour the brown sugar and Ecoenzyme slowly into the mixed rice bran and fertile humus soil.
Sampai pada bisa kita melakukan pembentukan bola, tapi tidak terlalu tidak terlalu basah dan tidak terlalu kering.
This process is done up to we can make the enzyme ball, which the ball is not so wet and not so dry.
Kemudian kita bisa meletakkan di dalam kotak kardus atau diletakkan di atas gantungan atau bambu ya.
Then we can after that we put into the box or on the bamboo garden.
Bola enzim ini biasanya kita masukkan ke sawah dengan melempar namanya bom enzim.
Then the application to the farming is by throwing into it the enzyme ball in the farming.
Lanjut, Pak. Untuk bioenzim yang mengarahkan ke biopestisida, kita tetap menggunakan rumus 1310.
To make pesticides enzyme, we use the formula of 1/3/10.
Tetapi pada 3 bagian yang organik, kita biasanya menggunakan tanaman-tanaman yang pahit. Contohnya seperti daun pepaya, kemudian apalagi yang pahit, kemudian daun sungkai, kemudian buah ini ya, buah apa sih namanya yang pahit?
Then for 3 parts of the garbage, we normally or usually use bitter leaves like papaya leaves, sungkai leaves, and other bitter leaves.
Yang intinya semua yang pahit, kemudian yang memiliki minyak atsiri.
The point is using the bitter leaves and atsiri oil content in the leaves.
Lanjut, Pak. Kalau hanya untuk tanaman, sayur-sayuran, ekoenzim ini secara umum sangat bagus.
As we see in the picture, for farming, for vegetable, the use of ecoenzyme is very good to the plant.
Lanjut, Pak. Ini adalah untuk sanitasi kandang, membersihkan kandang dengan menyemprotkan ekoenzim.
This is how to sanitize the for the chicken shed. Ini untuk ayam, Pak ya. We
Seluruh kandang.
regularly seluruh ya, all the shed we regularly spraying ecoenzyme and cleaning animal sheds. We will make the shed cleaner and the animals healthier.
Temuan yang terbaru ekoenzim di Indonesia itu adalah terkait dengan penyakit mulut dan kuku.
The newest finding in Indonesia is for curing the disease of mouth and mouth and nail disease.
Ini banyak terjadi pada sapi dan kerbau.
Normally it happens to this disease can affect infect to cow.
Kita melakukan pembersihan mulut dan memasukkan ekoenzim murni ke dalam mulut sapi yang terkena PMK atau penyakit mulut dan kuku.
The method is by spraying the Ecoenzyme into the mouth of the infected animal.
Lanjut. Kita di Padang telah mendirikan bank Ecoenzyme untuk kebutuhan sosial.
In Padang, there we established Ecoenzyme Bank for social activity.
Lanjut, Pak. Dalam mendukung kegiatan pertanian organik, kita juga mengambil fras atau kasgot yang berasal dari sisa maggot.
For supporting the organic farming, we also use fresh or kasgot, we call kasgot, for use as a compost fertilizer.
Yes. Jika kita mengolah sampah organik sebanyak 1 ton, maka kita bisa menghasilkan fras ini sebanyak 500 kilo.
If we treat 100 tadi berapa 1 ton ya? 1
ton,
ton of garbage, and we will have 500 kg ya, kilo ya Pak ya? 500
Ya 500 kilo, 500 kilo
of fresh.
Fresh.
So in 1 ton of garbage treated will resulted in fresh as 500 kgs.
Proses pemanenan fras atau kasgot ini lebih cepat daripada proses pengomposan karena dia butuh waktu 2 minggu.
The use of fras is faster than normal composting.
Fras ini banyak dibuang-buang saja, padahal komposisinya menyamai dari kompos.
Normally the fras is not used in or not functioned, but actually the composition of fras is like compost, normal compost.
Itulah cerita terkait dengan pertanian organik dari Sumatera Barat, Pulau Sumatera, Indonesia.
So this is the journey of Ecoenzyme in the West Sumatra for organic farming.
Kami merasa ini bukan yang terbaik, tapi kami sudah mencoba untuk melakukan dengan sistem pertanian organik.
We assume that this is not the best what we do, but we already try to do the best for organic farming.
Pertanian organik tidak mengejar produksi tinggi, tapi menjadikan bumi sebagai proses pertanian berkelanjutan.
The organic farming is not achieving highest in quantity, but this is more than how to keep the world or the earth to be better.
Pertanian organik juga kita berharap kita mendapatkan pangan yang sehat.
We hope with organic farming we will have healthier food for us.
Terima kasih.
Thank you everyone for your attention. Then the presentation up to here.
Thank you so much, Syaifuddin Islami ji, and and thank you so much, Harris, for
Terima
translating
kasih,
it.
Pak. Yeah,
And
you may call him Mr. Ilham.
Mr. Uham.
Ilham,
Yes.
Ilham. Ilham
Ilham.
is better, I think.
Okay. Okay. So it was very nice, and I'm sure all of us have learned a lot of things from here because these are simple practices, and this can be definitely implemented in India as well. And
Yeah.
I want to share one more video of the education center what you have inaugurated a few days back.
Jadi Pak Ilham, terima kasih Pak atas
I have
presentasinya.
the video. I will just share that because I just wanted to show so much of work has happened there.
Dia akan menampilkan presentasinya.
Oh iya.
Saya mengucapkan selamat kepada Ecoenzyme Provinsi Bali atau EEN Provinsi Bali atas peresmian Pusat Edukasi Ecoenzyme di Bali.
Selamat dan sukses atas peresmian Pusat Edukasi Ecoenzyme Nusantara Provinsi Bali. Selamat dan sukses.
Selamat atas peresmian edukasi Ecoenzyme Nusantara Provinsi Bali.
So it is just the way the
Selamat
educational
atas
center was
diresmikannya
inaugurated in Bali.
pelatihan ataupun ruang
They
edukasi
also have started
Ecoenzyme
the
Nusantara.
Enzyme Bank, Enzyme
Selamat
Museum
dan
there.
sukses atas
And,
diresmikannya Pusat Edukasi Ecoenzyme Nusantara Bali.
Selamat atas diresmikan tempat edukasi dari Ecoenzyme Nusantara. Semoga ini jadi tempat untuk edukasi anak-anak muda ke depan. Sukses.
Jadi contoh kita di beberapa kabupaten kota se-Bali. Jadi harapan saya ke depan lagi ke desa-desa masing-masing kita harapkan supaya ini bisa dituladanin oleh mereka-mereka sehingga tidak menjadi persoalan masalah sampah itu nantinya ke depan. Kegiatan hari ini kita resmikan secara resmi. Terima kasih.
And this is happening not just in Bali, it is happening in across Indonesia. This is again in the air. They are also doing, this is education seminar, and they're also doing a lot of work with the landfill there, treatment of landfill. Thank you.
May I add a little bit information of this? The inauguration of the Center of Education in Bali on the 4th anniversary of Ecoenzyme Nusantara. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Harris, and thank you so much. So I would just like to open this forum for a few minutes if someone has some questions particular to this, because their presentation was self-explanatory, and we will have the details of all of these. But if you have anything specific, maybe one or two questions, we can take it right away.
Jadi Pak Ilham,
So someone is asking how to make urine enzyme.
Pak Ilham, ini buka sesi pertanyaan. Mungkin ada 1-2 pertanyaan. Pertanyaannya, bagaimana membuat urin enzim, Pak?
Oh iya, untuk urin enzim itu biasanya kita melakukannya antara urin dengan ekoenzim itu 1:5 sampai 1:20 ya.
We use urine and enzyme in the composition of one
Ecoenzyme
and 5 is a urine. Urin apa Pak ya, kalau boleh tahu?
Urin sapi boleh, urin kelinci lebih bagus, urin kambing juga.
We use urine from either cow, rabbit, or goat.
Urin enzim ini juga bagus untuk anti hama tikus.
And then this urine enzyme is also good for anticipating rat or mouse.
Tapi jangan lupa untuk menambahkan gula di saat fermentasinya.
Then don't forget to put sugar when fermented. Berapa lama Pak ya fermentasinya Pak?
Fermentasi enzim urin itu paling cepat 1 bulan.
So the time needed is the fastest one is one month for the fermentation time.
Thank you so much, Mr. Islami.
Masih Pak Ilham.
Thank you. And it was, I know it's pretty late now in Indonesia. Thank you for accepting our invitation to be here. And I'm sure we all learned a lot of things from the practices happening in Indonesia.
Ya, terima kasih Pak Ilham. Ibu Priti menyadari bahwa ini sudah cukup malam di Indonesia. Tapi terima kasih Pak.
Ya, sama-sama.
You're welcome. Yes,
Thank you.
Priti.
And if you would like to continue and see, we are doing a lot of things in India as well. So we have a very enriching session now. Our speaker is already here. So, and it's a beautiful work. You should actually stay back and see what is happening in our country.
Jadi kalau Pak Ilham mau menonton bisa menunggu dan menyaksikan semua narasumbernya udah hadir di sini. Ada beberapa temuan yang baru yang bisa disampaikan di Zoom malam ini. Terima kasih Pak.
Ya, silakan Pak. Saya siap untuk menonton.
Please, we will stay and see yes, the presentation. Thank you.
Thank you. So, Swati, can we?
Yes. Thank you, sir. It was great listening to your experience and initiatives. अब मैं हमारे जो second speaker हैं, I would like to introduce our speaker, Dr. Manjunath ji, founder of Gandhi Ashram for Natural Farming. He is known for training farmers in natural farming. He holds a gold medal in MSc Agriculture and PhD in Agriculture. He has raised awareness and introduced natural farming practices in Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, and Tamil Nadu. His work has been acknowledged and has honored with many prestigious awards: Y.K. Ramya Sahaja Krishi Vijnani, Rajiv Gandhi Award, Priyadarshini Indira Gandhi Award, Karnataka Rajya Shri, among others. He is inspired by Focus Natural Farming, Gandhiji's Non-Violence, J.C. Kumarappa's Economy of Permanence, Tribal People's Simple Thinking and Living, and Buddha's Philosophy. He strongly advocates for sustainable and local economy and agriculture. सर आपका स्वागत है हमारे फोरम पर. Looking forward to learn from your experience, sir. Over
Thank
to
you.
Manjunath ji.
Thank you. Thank you. I think I'm audible for you people.
Yes, yes.
Yes. Without wasting time, I'll go with the slides. Probably Suhasini will help me to go with the slides. I request Suhasini to be on the slides. Go to the first slides. You're in between. I cannot see the slide, Suhasini. Yes. This is Gandhian School of Natural Farming, and we call this as non-violent nature-centric agriculture. So we believe the ideology of Masanaba Fukuoka, Mahatma Gandhi, and J.C. Kumarappa with respect to natural farming and peace and agriculture economics is concerned. Next slide, please. Next. Am I audible? So, as in the next slide. Yeah, the per capita food consumption. Today we speak about more of food and nutrition chapter is concerned. The per capita food consumption in 1860 was something around 1,100 kg, which means to say there was a greater famine in 1860s in India. And that particular time, British made a survey for the per capita consumption of food is concerned. It says a family of 5 will consume 5,500 kg. Means each person was consuming something around 1,100 kg of food. But today, in 2023, with all the advent of science and technology, we are now landed with 260 kg in India, the per capita consumption of food. The global level says, FAO data says, 200 kg is the per capita consumption of food. So I'm saying probably after 250 to 300 years, we are landing up somewhere around 5 times lesser than 1860s, I mean to say. Where we are landing up, our science and technology, with all the revolutions, the green revolution, the genetic revolution, the white revolution, all this nutrient revolution, the food revolution, are landing up towards the malnutrition, towards basically the insecurity, not the security, as far as per capita consumption is food is concerned. Next slide. Next, please. Next, please. Suhasini, you need to move the slides.
It is moved, sir.
You're a bit slow. Next slide, please.
I'm already seeing Ravish.
No, I can't. I'm still in this slide.
I'll share the slides again.
You need to move back. This is a
Is it visible now?
Yeah, you need to move back. Means you are in the 5th slide. I was in the 2nd slide. No, you need to move back. Can you hear me?
Per capita consumption of per capita consumption of food in the year 1860 was 1,100.
No, but I can see how to combat. But I can see how to combat this issue. Now it is. Next slide. I can't see.
Can you see?
No. Can other people see this?
Yes. Now the human-centric development. Yes.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. Slide number. Can you move back?
Human-centric
There are
development.
slides you are jumping up. Next slide.
Can you
Next
see
slide.
now?
Yeah, I can see this. Next slide. Yes, perfect. You can be like this.
Oh, okay.
I was saying the per capita consumption of food somewhere around 1,100 kg, along with lot of physical work. Today, what we define the food and nutrition is only with respect to consumption is concerned. But actually what is missing is the physical activity. The physical activity will define the food system. It is not the food system that defines the physical activity. It is vice versa. It is the physical activity plus the safe food and the best thinking. That three has to be gelled together in order to say it's an organic lifestyle. Organic lifestyle doesn't happen only by the food consumption. It happens by the physical work. It happens by the good thoughts. That's what I mean to say. Next slide. What are all the major crises what we are encountering in India? What are all the major agrarian crises? The village level crisis. As per my understanding, there are 5 to 6 major agrarian crises. Next slide. The first is the climate change. There is extreme drought. There is extreme flood. The farmers are not able to take up the cropping system, whether it is chemical farming or organic farming or natural farming, whatever the metaphors are concerned. There's a huge crisis in the cropping system itself. The second, what we are encountering is the land degradation and desertification. Karnataka, what we are having today, right now, is that 36% of the land is getting degraded in Karnataka. Whether it is due to monocropping system, whether it is due to heavy use of fertilizers and pesticides and weedicides, etc., etc. There is a huge land degradation process in the state. In India, almost 30% of the land is getting degraded. And every year, the degradation area is increasing in many folds. And next is that the malnutrition. Yesterday, I was reading the malnutrition subject actually. Last year, India was witnessing 107th position as far as malnutrition is concerned. But this year, we stand 111 position. Means the malnutrition rate is increasing every year. This is one of the serious issues. It's not about the food security. It is the nutrition security is the next bigger challenges for the country like India. And next is the migration. We are not able to encounter this migration issue. Everyone are into urbanization. Everything is urbanization. Everything we need the fast results. A big economy, big money. There is nothing called rural economy. There is nothing called natural resource economy. The COVID-like chapters are alarming. If we degrade these natural resources, we need to pay huge money. The climate change, a lot of discussions are going on in G20, etc., etc. There will be huge funds for the climate change equations are concerned. And which cannot be solved so easily. This climate change chapter cannot be solved so easily. This is an issue of agrarian, where a lot of people from the rural areas are migrating. The Bihar people are migrating. From Nepal people are migrating to all this Delhi areas, the Bombay areas, the Bangalore urban areas, just in the sort of employment. Next very big chapter is the inequalities and disparities. One person is having the excess food. They are trying to have this 400 kg per annum. And other person is not able to get this even 100 kg. Not only with respect to food is concerned, with respect to income is concerned. There is a report, 2016 National Survey report, it says, the 15 state farmers, it analyzes, the survey report analyzes 15 state farmers, whereby the per capita farming income means per year, a farming family will be getting something around 20,000 rupee. A family of 15 states will be earning 20,000 rupee per annum. Means per month, on an average, 1,300 to 1,400 rupee. Which is similar, something like if we want to raise a dog in Bangalore area, we spend something around 2,000 rupee to 2,500 rupee. It is lesser than that part. 1,400 rupee, 1,300 rupee. 15 state farmers are. See the fate of the Indian farmers. This is the main issues. These are the main encountering issues that India need to focus upon. Next slide. How to combat these issues at an individual level, at the community level, and at the policy level is very interesting for me. Next. I'll just quote some examples how the individual farming system can be changed, can be transformed, both in terms of ecology and environment. This is one of the farmer called Ravish. Way back 4 years back, his farm was only with a coconut of something around 150 and the arcanate of something around 400. He has dug 23 bore wells and none of them were working. The land was dry. The bulk density, technically we call the bulk density, and was very high. The soil was very dry. It is almost degraded land. 4 years back, he took this challenge of getting this farm into ecological sensitive area, and we started the experiment. The area was completely barren. Next slide. What we did is that we started filling the top surface of the soil by using the waste like areca husk. This is one of the husk, the waste material after getting the arecanut. This is free of cost. We started putting that arecanut husk on the top of the soil as a mulching material. We started aligning the drip irrigation every 3 feet apart so that we will not feed the plant, we will not feed the tree, we will feed the moisture to the soil. In ecological farming, when you start the farm, we will not think more about the plants, we will think more about the soil. If the soil health physically, chemically, and biologically is taken care of, automatically the plant will thrive and it will attain the potential yield. That is the logic behind this. And we started putting all this materials, waste material on top of the soil, and we align the drip irrigation every 3 feet. Next slide. Towards the left side, you can see we are putting small seeds, pulses, the millets, the flowering seeds, and also some of the wheat seeds. Weed, I mean to say the WEED wheat seeds. To check whether the plant will originate in this soil or not. Whether the life originate in this soil or not. That was a challenge. And if you see the right side of this slide, wherever we have taken the row lines, a small plants are growing. Though the soil is dead, there can be certain life in this particular soil. That was an experiment. And we discussed with a group and we started off taking this experiment forward to the next level. Next slide. Next, Suhasini. Yes, what we are doing in this particular experiment is that due to the heavy plowing, due to the high activity of these machineries and heavy watering for the arecanut, the subsoil has become hardened. Though the topsoil seems to be loose, the subsoil is very hard. And there was a heavy use of this fertilizers like urea, DAP, SSP, and they will choke the soil aggregates, especially the clay and the humus aggregate will be choked. It will be like a solid mass. It will not allow the water to infiltrate inside. It will not allow the roots to penetrate inside. It will not allow the microbial load to be active in that particular zone. So we need to see that this zone has to burst upon. It has to burst and make sure the root will penetrate easily inside. That was the logic behind all this experiment. Next slide. And there was a lot of press, a lot of people started discussing about this chapter at that particular moment. A lot of people also encountered this, how this can happen, the land which was degraded, now getting certain amount of green space. That's what I mean to say. Next. Next. Today, after 3 to 4 years, the whole land is green. The whole soil is covered with lot of plants. Now the arecanut is followed by cocoa plant, and cocoa is followed by banana, and banana is followed by cardamom, and we have got pepper on top of this arecanut, and there's a cover crop like sweet potato. There are a lot of colocasia, there are a lot of medicinal plants, There are a lot of flowering plants. On the borders, we have got a lot of fruits like avocado, like star fruit, like guava, like custard apple. A lot of fruits are on the borders, and the soil is getting reclamated. It's redefining herself. In the chapter of biodiversity, as per my understanding is concerned, every square meter of land should have more than 16 different species of plants. The more the diversity of plants means it has got more potential to hold diversified microbes in the root system. If there is only one crop, means it is a monopoly of a single root system, for example, a paddy or any of the vegetables. It can hold the root system of something around 1.5 to 2 feet, not more than that. And that particular single species of paddy or any vegetable will hold only that type of microorganisms. But that should not be the ecological agriculture chapter. The more diversified a species, whether it is leguminous, whether it is millets, whether it is dicots, XYZ, means, in other words, the root zones are different. The Erkanet root zone will be occupied with 3 to 4 feet. And it will be more rich in vesicular, herbuscular mycorrhiza. That's a different group of mycorrhiza. If it is again mixed with a cocoa-like plant, means intercrop with cocoa, that cocoa will go deeper and deeper, 15 to 20 feet. And that cocoa will mine the nutrients from 20 feet. And it will take away the minerals to the leaf surface. And the leaf, the falls, means it's deciduous in nature. After it's getting ripened, the leaf falls on the ground surface. In other words, the deepened 20 feet minerals will be broadcasted on the top surface of the soil. That's how cocoa will replenish this 20 feet, 30 feet nutrients to the top surface, so that my Erkanet will get into the potential yield, getting all the nutrition. In organic farming, there is a problem of understanding between the organic matter and the nutrition, means mineral nutrition. The mineral nutrition is from the parent material of the soil. That's a different ball game. And organic matter is a different ball game. Organic matter can be given by animal waste, can be given by green manuring, but the mineral composition is totally different. A monocropping of Erkanet will take away the minerals, but how to replenish that mineral nutrition is through the balance between the Erkanet and the cocoa, which goes deeper to the 20 feet and she mines the nutrition. That's how the nutrition will get balanced in the whole system. So that's how we have got a deep-rooted system like cocoa, a shallow-root system like banana, and the different biodiversity plants. So the summarized chapter is that in 1 square meter of land, the more the biodiversity leads to more microbial load. That's how you can see in this chapters. Can you play one video of 2 to 3 minutes so that people can understand how the biodiversity happens in this particular farm? Is it possible to do that?
Dr. Manjunath, you have created heaven.
You can see the screen, right? The PPT?
Yes, the water one, the paddy field.
Yeah, yeah. Where is Manjunath, sir?
So Suhasini has been learning from Dr. Manjunath since almost a year now.
Distance between plant to plant will be something around 15 centimeters. But here, what we started doing is that the distance between the plants should be 25 to 30 centimeters, almost double. And each dibble, there will be only 2 to 3 plants. That's how the people now get confused. Means the laborers working in the field got confused. How this is totally different. We maintain 9 to 10 plants and we maintain only 15 centimeter spacing. But this experiment go with 25 to 30 centimeters with only 2 to 3 plants. That's how it is. Next slide. Next slide, please. Okay, then we are comparing with the chemical farming with our farming system. Later on, we'll see. Only a small thin layer of water will be maintained for 15 to 20 days initially. And during the panicle initiation, means during the flowering time, again, we will make sure a thin layer of water. In between that, the soil will be only moist. That's all. We will not give much water to the system. In order to say, 1 acre of paddy conventionally, something around 1 crore liter of water will be consumed. 1 crore liter of water will be consumed per acre conventionally. In this chapter, only 30 to 35 lakh liters are enough for this. Means there is a huge water loss in that particular chapter. Climate change is concerned. What I mean to say is that. Next slide. So the paddy, what the person is spraying some panchagavya, that's one of the liquid micronutrients and the fish meal and all. Initially, the farmers were, a lot of neighborhood farmers were discussing that this methodology may not work. And after seeing the growth of this particular paddy, now they are a bit convinced, but they are not totally convinced. At this stage, they're a bit convinced. Why? Because the growth of this paddy was almost double the growth of this chemical farming. Next slide. The panicles will decide the yield. The chemical farming, the neighborhood farmers had the panicle of 15 to 18 average, the panicles. Here the panicle was something around 52 to 56 on an average of 54, I mean to say. The huge difference in the panicles, the number of panicles. In paddy, the number of panicles decides the yield of the plant. This was more interesting for the neighborhood farmers. How come this panicle are higher? Technically, what it is that the plant population, if it is closely packed in the conventional system, there is no ample aeration. in this system, there's a huge erosion and there is a less competition for the nutrient. The photosynthesis consumes 96% of the energy and the soil nutrition consumes only 4 to 5% of the energy. This is the rule of a plant. During the photosynthesis, it consumes 96% of the energy, and during the soil nutrition, with the soil nutrition, it takes only 4 to 5% nutrition, I mean to say. So there is no scope for carbon dioxide movement in the conventional system. Here there is a lot of scope for the carbon dioxide movement. There's a less nutrition competition. So that's the reason panicles are more. It is not the number of plant which decides the yield. It is the number of panicles per acre decides the yield. That's what the paddy growing is concerned. Next slide. So you can see left side, in the first left side is the organic farming and the right is the chemical farming. You can see the straw length. You can see the roots, the quality of the roots, the quality of the straw, and the color of this whole plant. And right side, you can see a small roots with a small panicles with a short XYZ. In organic farming, means in Indian agriculture system, it is not only the food or the grain. It is also very important to get the straw yield. The animals are much more important here. If the straw yield is higher, it also feeds for the cattle. Need not to go and buy this genetically modified feeds from the industries. Why? Because in India, last year we imported 1 million tons of GM seeds in the sake of fodder system to prepare the fodders, I mean to say. But here in the organic farming system, the farming is totally sustainable. He gets a more grain yield and also the more straw yield. Both the cattle and the farmer are happier here. This is the sustainable farming system. Next slide. You can see the panicles. O means organic farming, C means chemical farming. You can see the panicle length. You can see the number of grains in a panicle now. In the second, you can see organic seeds is something around 450. In chemical, it's only 260. 450 seeds per panicle. Here it is only 260 per panicle. And also the straw yield. We need to think both about the straw yield and also the grain yield. In this hybrid chemical farming, today, with all this monocropping system, we are ending with 260 seeds and the very less straw. And we are depending upon the industrial feed for the cattle. The cattle are unhappy. The farmer is also unhappy. But in this organic system, which is sustainable both for the cattle, means animals, and also the farmers. Next slide. And I mean to say, the percentage of conversion of paddy to rice is also important. In organic farming, we will get something around 76 to 80% rice. But in chemical farming, it is only 54 to 60%. So the conversion of rice is also very important. In organic farming, we are much more superior with respect to both the quality and the quantity is concerned. And the percentage conversion to paddy and the rice is also very high in organic farming. And okay, there was a video, and we can't play that. Why? Because it takes time. It was a completely a desert land in something, it's called Chitradurga. This is one of the district nearby Tumkur. It was completely barren land, completely barren land. That barren land, now it's converted into paradise by one of the, this is a different experiment. We saw the Ravish experiment, we saw the paddy, and this is Sunil experiment. He's a techie working in one of the company in Bangalore with a Saturday and Sunday only investing something around 24 to 46 hours. He has completely converted the 16 acres of land into a fruit forest, into a fantastic rainfed agriculture model. So this is his farm. Next slide. Next slide. And now his farm is completely with the birds. Yes. You want to see the video? You can't play the video, but if you have seen the video, you are appreciated much more. Why? Because the land was completely barren. So with all this what I mean to say is that there is a chapter of land degradation where our soil is degrading every day with a monocropping system, with a monocropping food thought. We need only rice, we need only XYZ. It's not like that. In India, there are more than 312 major crops, but the government is emphasizing only on paddy and wheat. That is one of the major reasons where we are completely barrening the whole soil. But in ecological farming, it's not like that. We can completely focus on 315 and much more. There are something called non-cultivable fruits and vegetables. We can focus that also. So these are different experiments proving that the whole ecological system, the whole system where we are getting in the negative direction of degradation of land, malnutrition, and unemployment can be reversified, can be completely reversed by giving a lot of employment in the name of agriculture, can reverse this land degradation process, can enrich the nutrient by enriching the soil surface. Yes, next. Can you keep on seeing the slides? Next, madam. Next. This is a farmer. This is one of the farmer in small half an acre of land. He was a laborer. He was working as a laborer in different farms. Okay. But in the course of 1.5 years, he was working in another farm, in my friend's farm. But in the course of 1.5 years, he came to know in half an acre of land, he can make the sustainable livelihood. So he started raiding the sericulture without any chemicals, without any pesticides. He started raiding the sericulture. And these are the different sericulture worms and all. And the last 6 months back, he got the best farmer award in Mysore. Not in terms of the quantity. He has got only half an acre of land. You can't expect that big quantity. But the quality of this material was much more superior than any other farmers. I mean to say, a lot of farmers were practicing 5 acres, 10 acres, 20 acres of sericulture. There are big farmers nearby the Mysore and the Nanjangud areas. But this farmer, though he's very poor, though he's having only half an acre of land, his quality is outstanding in the Mysore region is concerned. And he's getting better income. Now who was a labor 6 months back, now has completely depended upon the self-reliant economy in his whole village. With this understanding, we can see that a small land is viable. A small package of practices are viable. This ecological farming cannot be viable for 50 acres and 100 acres of farm. If you do 50 acres and 100 acres of farm, you are dependent on the machineries. You are dependent on the government schemes. You are totally dependent. When the farm size are lesser, like India, where the per capita land availability is not more than 4 acres, you can easily practice this ecological agriculture. So Indian climatic condition, Indian land holding size, and the Indian population is perfectly suitable for this ecological cropping system. So now we need to think about these models, enhance this model to address especially the chapter of climate change. Next slide. These are different small models. This is a village model. I was saying something about the individual models. Now this is the cluster. How the village should act upon, how the village should start functioning, how to prepare our own seeds, how to correct our own seeds, how to technically maintain the genetics of the seeds. That's a cluster model. How the cluster can perform better than the individual model. Why? Because any individual model will become the islands of success. One day, it may die off very soon, I mean to say. But if the system is vibrant in a cluster model, it is a bit sustainable than the individual model. That's very important to deal the organic farming in a cluster basis. In 100 acres, in 200 acres, in 300 acres, a village or a panchayat. That should be the model, so that it is much more efficient than the individual models. This is an experiment what we tried in our village. In a span of 2 to 3 years, we converted a whole village into organic farming movement. I'm not saying 100% people are doing. At least 70 to 75% of the people are converted into this organic farming subject. Yeah, it's a very long journey, very long story, but I can't get into that part. Why? Because time is very shortish. We'll run the slides now. Yes, next slide. These are the seed banks what we created in my village. These are different native seeds, native plants. Next. People say only hybrid things will work. You can see this papaya. How many papayas are there? It's a native papaya. The second slide is the bendi plant. It's an okra plant. It's like a tree now. The third is the tomato. Need not to get into only Syngenta and Monsanto tomatoes. We are having our own desi tomatoes, lot of tomatoes, more yielding tomatoes, which are highly vigorous and highly resistant for the pest and diseases. Today, due to climate change, there is a huge problem of pest and diseases. Pests are become super bugs and diseases are spreading violently everywhere. So these native seeds, which can definitely fight this pest and diseases, who have got huge resistance, who has got more tolerance capacity, now has to be taken care of. Now we need to focus on that direction of multiplication of these local seeds who have got acclimatized from hundreds of years. Next. These are the different cultural practices giving a festival touch. I mean to say there are certain package of practices in agriculture to check the seed germination, to see the vigorous of the seeds. I'm giving that some cultural value system so that people will enjoy doing all this seed processing in a scientific way, but in a cultural thought process. In India, everything should be like a culture. Then only people will celebrate and just perform it in a right way. So we are trying to give this cultural touch in my village. Next slide. Different political parties like Mahima Patel, everyone are involving with us in the organic farming movement during the time of COVID. A lot of people participate with us. Yeah, next. Go ahead. Keep on scrolling it. And also different clusters in Hirur and all, different small groups. I focus only on the small 20 to 30 people who are more focused in practicing. Just not giving a big lectures to thousands of people doesn't work here. Why? Because farming system has got a lot of challenges. Localization means individual farmer will be having individual problems, whether it is social problem or a cultural problem or an economical problem. So it is like a hand stitched. It takes a lot of time. It's a fabric of all the problems. We need to compact all this problem, understand the issues, and then we need to get into practice, just not giving the lecture for big people. So we, in our ashram, we believe the discussion should happen only within the 15 to 20 people and convert more farmers practically into farming system, not just romantically giving bigger theses. Next. Yeah, you can scroll down. Scroll down. This is again a cluster village nearby Maharashtra. Scroll down. Go ahead. In the deep summer also, there is a big water conservation and morely focused on the rain-fed agriculture. Rain-fed agriculture is the key basically for Indian food system is concerned, but unfortunately everyone are getting into this commercial crops of sugarcane and cotton. So that is not a sustainable solution. The food and nutrition chapter, basically the rain-fed agriculture, where 60 to 70% of the food system are from the rain-fed agriculture. Whether you call pulses or oilseeds or the millets are basically from the rain-fed agriculture. So more concentration, the more the policy thinking, the more the experiments, the more the prototypes should happen in the rain-fed agriculture than this commercial cultivation crops. Next. So we also discussed with the women groups in Hassan. There are a lot of 50 to 60 women farmers who are focused in this chapter of ecological agriculture. So they are doing successfully. I mean to say the nutrition is completely taken care by the farms, and the farms are generating very decent money than compared to this conventional chemical farming system. No time for this. Yeah, go ahead. We don't have much time to discuss about that. We also discussed with the college students in our ashram. Christ College is there, St. Joseph's, a lot of different colleges comes together, and the youth will be inspired. Why? Because the next generation should carry forward this sustainable agriculture. They need to understand the local economy. They need to understand the sustainable non-violent economy, and the process has to be built by the youth. I think that's a next chapter, how to deal with the youth, how to pass these skills, knowledge, and wisdom of this organic farming, and just call them to agriculture, call them to rural areas, and appreciate the life of ecocentric, decent behaviors. Next. These are different school kits. Yeah, go ahead. Next. 7 days, 8 days, 10 days programs will be done in ashram. They will come and live in this ashram. There is no comforts, big luxury, big comforts, a small space, and everyone will start cooking. They will cook their own food. They will take the bath with the cold water. They will be with the nature 24/7, 7 days, 10 days program we do. And definitely people will enjoy this. So they will do everything, means cooking, washing, bathing, and education, everything will be done by the kids only, and they will enjoy it. Next. This is a policy approach. We need a policy approach for this cluster. We are doing 7,400 acres of a massive, we call Jiva Jagat, means mountain has got life, river has got life, lakes has got life, village has got life. That's the reason everything we call Jiva Jagat. So mountain ecosystem of 2,500 areas of forest and 1,600 area of pasture lands, and remaining rest of the area is horticulture and the rainfed agriculture. What we are trying to put an experiment in Madhugiri of Tumkur. It's a very massive area of 7,400 acres without chemicals, without pesticides. We are making that system vibrant. We are focusing more on the water bodies, more on the horticulture, and that's how we are doing in from past 6 years, and it may take still more time to get appreciated. Next. This is the dream what we are having in Jiva Jagat, means the ridgeline of the mountain, which divides the two space, right side and left side. It's called ridgeline. From the ridgeline of the mountain to the tributary of the river, we need to treat all the equations, the forest lands, the pasture lands, the horticulture and agriculture, the water bodies, and the life, the tradition, the culture, the education system, everything has to be focused upon. And if you go with a satellite image of India, you can see a lot of these compartments. And you need to see this as an individual compartment from the ridgeline to the tributary. In Tumkur, I can divide this like this, something like 20 factors can be worked out. Tumkur is an administrative block only for the government. As a geographical part, we need to look at Tumkur in a different perspective. In the perspective of water sustainability, in the perspective of food sustainability, in the perspective of everything. Everything has got a life. That love, that compassion between the people, between the natural resource, that type of education model is also very important. So that's how we are working. That's a dream, basically. In that particular dream, we are focusing on working in a group. Yeah, next. Yeah, in this platform, you can see the political party, you can see the CEOs, you can see the Gram Panchayat, you can see the village representatives, you can see the Mat Swamijis, everyone in a single bench. You can see that CEO, the lady standing is a IAS officer, CEO of Tumkur. So all these administrative departments, all these government, local government bodies are working with the people. Now, people initiated program. The policy should be people driven. It is not the IAS officers or the bureaucracies or some other people. They should not drive that. The schemes has to be floated to the people and make sure people will drive the whole project. That's how we are initiating in that particular area. Next. You can see a lot of big, small crowd are working to revive these water bodies. Next. Before that, go back. Yes, we believe this. The system will operate in agriculture. It is not only the farmer. The farmer's role is very minimum in agriculture. Why? Because agriculture is an ecological science. The farmer is not so precise like honeybee. He is not precise like an ant. He is not precise like the rodents. He is not a precise person at all in the ecosystem. He can initiate the process. He can put the plant, he can put some organic matter, he can put some liquid manures, XYZ. That's all. But the role has to be given to the ecosystem, the living body. They will work precisely in that microhabitat. Then only the farmer will get the potential yield in that particular arecanut or coconut or cocoa or rice, whatever it is concerned. Now we need to allow the system to work more, and he need to set back. And whenever there is an intervention, he need to intervene. That's all. So there is a minimum intervention of the farmer in this farming system, and the maximum work will be done by these elements. These elements are sacred in nature. They do work precisely, more perfect, and more and more and more precise. So then only we can achieve the potential yield. If not, the whole system will be ulta, means what we call the opposite direction. The farmer will destroy the land in the name of ego, in the name of science and technology. He knows everything. That attitude will come up. And what we can see today is that massive destruction and degradation in the name of science and big technology. Next. What I see is that whomsoever it is concerned, we see like Rama, he spent 14 years in the forest area and then got enlightened, as per my understanding. Buddha, he stood for 10 years in the forest, in the ecosystem. He understood something better than that. You can see Krishna, he is basically a person who was spending more of his time in a pasture area with the cows and buffaloes. And if you say Jesus is a shepherd, means all these enlightened big people who call now as a god, acquired that godly nature, have spent most of their time in the ecosystem, especially the forest and the pasture ecosystem. So we need to spend time more with that particular ecosystem, understand the vibrancy of this nature. Then only we will understand what we are. Then slowly we will try to detach our ego, detach our attitude, and something like that. We'll understand what is the purity in thoughts and what is humanity is about. Not like this working and fighting with the religion between the countries and spoiling the whole humanity as a whole. That's how the whole nature of spirituality originates with the nature-centric. Next one. So, okay, next. That's a different issue. Next. Thank you. That's all I meant to say. That's a different, 3 slides are different for different people. I did it. So what I mean to say is that at least we need to focus the next generation. You can see my shadow along with my daughter's shadow. At least we will work for the next generation. I know with all these factors of my journey, I can't see the wonderful and the great world within 10 years. I am 40 years right now. Probably after 20 years, my body will not be there. At least for the next generation, we will give this purest form of water, the soil, the air, and the humanity as a whole. It's not just about farming. It's about appreciation of all the life with the love and harmony. That should be the ultimate goal of our system. That's where all these sacred people, any of the religious leaders said. That's what I also think about. Thank you for giving me opportunity to discuss about these small lines of ecological farming and the ecological lifestyle. Sorry, these are all my experiments and what I believe in this system. I'm not saying this is one of the best system. This is one of the system, that's all. A lot of people are there doing the best and best. And this is what we really believe and what we do in the experiments. Thank you, madam. Thanks a lot.
थैंक यू सर, बहुत इंफॉर्मेटिव सेशन था, काफी कुछ सीखने को मिला आपसे। बिफोर वी वाइंड अप, लेट्स हैव अ प्लेज।
Yeah, please repeat after me. I pledge to embrace and promote the use of bioenzyme.
I pledge to embrace and promote the use of bioenzymes
To protect our soil, air, and water.
to protect
our soil, air, and water.
I commit to making and using of bioenzyme for organic waste management.
I
commit to making and using bioenzyme
bioenzyme
for
for
organic waste management,
Reducing chemical pollutants,
reducing chemical pollutants,
and fostering sustainable ecosystems.
and
fostering sustainable ecosystem.
Together, we will safeguard our environment.
Together
we will safeguard our environment
And create a cleaner, healthier world for all.
and create a cleaner, healthier world for all.
Thank you. And
Thank you.
thank
See
you,
you
Dr.
tomorrow.
Manjunath. It was really nice, and thank you for coming in between us and sharing the piece of heaven you have created. And we wish it to grow more and more and more.
प्रीति जी,
Yes, Nagesh ji.
प्रीति जी, मैं अरुण जी को और सतीश जी को स्पॉट करना चाहता हूँ पहले।
जी
करिए।
मैं थोड़ा बोलना चाहता हूँ।
हाँ जी।
हेलो।
यस यस।
अब बोलिए आप।
हाँ मैम इनका भी मंजुनाथ जी आए थे, उनका कांटेक्ट नंबर है, उनका एड्रेस दिए तो बहुत अच्छा रहेगा।
सब कुछ मिलेगा आपको, सब कुछ मिलेगा, नोट्स मिलेंगे, सारी चीज मिलेगी आपको, चिंता मत करो आप।
थैंक यू
सब
सर,
कुछ
थैंक
मिलेगा,
यू सर।
और जिस लैंग्वेज में चाहेंगे उस लैंग्वेज में मिलेगा आपको।
सर इसमें एक बात बोलना चाहता हूँ, एंजाइम तो ये तैयार कैसा करने का,
वो सब
आगे का
मिलेगा
सब
आपको।
कुछ
वो मैं
पता।
वही अनाउंस करने जा रहा हूँ अभी आपको, मैं वही अनाउंस करने जा रहा हूँ मैं
ओके
आपके
सर,
लिए,
ओके
है ना।
सर।
तो सतीश जी को और अरुण जी को आप स्पॉटलाइट करिए।
डॉक्टर अरुण हैज लेफ्ट नकेश जी।
ठीक है, सतीश जी है।
हाँ सतीश जी हैं, उनको कर दिया।
ठीक है, हाँ करिए।
नमस्कार सभी को।
सतीश जी का बहुत बहुत स्वागत। सतीश जी हमारे चीफ एंजाइम ऑफिसर हैं, और ये आप लोगों को सबको एक पूरा एग्रीकल्चर का किट पहुंचाने की जवाबदारी हमने सतीश जी को दी है। वो पूरा का पूरा एक पूरा सेट आपको सीड टू फ्रूट पूरा का पूरा आपको वो आपके पास पहुंचाएंगे। आपका एड्रेस और सारी चीजें जो हमारे पास में है, आपको बनाना भी सीखना है, बाकी चीज करना है, सारी चीजें आपको अरेंजमेंट हो जाएगा। आप बिल्कुल भी चिंता मत करो। जिस दिन हम लास्ट डे हम आपको जब यहाँ से छोड़ेंगे, तो आपको सारी प्रैक्टिसेस, सारे फॉर्मेट, सारे रूल्स रेगुलेशन बता के छोड़ेंगे, आपको क्लियर करा के छोड़ेंगे। आप बिल्कुल चिंता मत करिए। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद आपका। सतीश जी को स्पॉटलाइट नहीं किया आपने।
सतीश जी हैं यहाँ पे?
नहीं, उनको
हाँ, मैं दिख
स्पॉटलाइट
रहा
नहीं
हूँ।
किया उनको, उनके ऊपर आप उनको स्क्रीन पे नहीं लिया आपने।
स्क्रीन पे ही है।
दिख रहे हैं वो सबको?
हाँ बिल्कुल।
ठीक है सतीश जी, आपकी तरफ से आपको सबको शुभकामनाएं दीजिए और बताइए क्या अरेंजमेंट करेंगे आप।
बिल्कुल, सभी को बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं, और मैं कोशिश करूंगा कि दीपावली के पहले ये बायो एंजाइम 6 टाइप के बायो एंजाइम का उपहार सभी लोगों के पास पहुंच जाए, और इसको हम लोग यूज करना चालू करें। उसकी रिपोर्ट्स अकेडमी के साथ शेयर करें, ज्यादा से ज्यादा लोगों को जोड़ करके हम ज्यादा से ज्यादा लोगों को इससे लाभान्वित करें, और देश के हर कोने में बायो एंजाइम आधारित खेती होना चालू हो जाए। मेरी यही शुभकामनाएं हैं सभी के लिए।
अच्छा, एक अनाउंसमेंट और करना चाहता हूं मैं। जो कल तरु सिंह हमारे बीच में आई थी, उनके फॉर्म को हम बायोएंजाइम का एक ट्रेनिंग सेंटर की तरह उसको हम यूज करेंगे, और सारे जो पार्टिसिपेंट हैं उनके वहां जाके ट्रेनिंग कर सकते हैं, देख सकते हैं। मंजुनाथ जी के यहाँ पे भी जा सकते हैं, देख सकते हैं। आप बिल्कुल हम लोग आपके साथ में हैं, पूरा ट्रेनिंग करिए और नेचर के साथ में जुड़िए, और जो प्लेस आपको अभी हाल दिलाया है उसको ध्यान रखें, आप आगे बढ़िए अपने जीवन में। जो मंजूनाथ ने आगे जो बताया है कि वो 60 साल के होंगे, जब बच्ची के साथ में उनका शेडो कैसा होगा, तो बिल्कुल मैच होगा। वो हम लोग उनको बहुत बड़ा असेट दे के जाने वाले हैं। सब लोग मिलकर काम करना चाहिए। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद आपका।
थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू सर।
थैंक यू।
Thank you.